Welcome to the Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex for the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship, hosted by the University of Maine. First game of this tournament, spanning over 4 days. It'll be number 4 UMass Lowell Riverhawks taking on the number 3 ranked Albany Great Danes. As I'm Brian Stackwell, joined by Jonah Smith, as we have a action-packed week ahead, and this is going to be a fun one to start off the competition between two teams that have done very good against one another and very good throughout the season. As we can see the games that are coming up as well, 1:30, we get a little earlier start times. That'll actually be at 12:30. It'll be Maine taking on Binghamton, the 5-2 matchup, and then later on we'll see the top-seeded Bryant Bulldogs taking on the lowest-seeded winner of the first two games this morning and then afternoon. Well, Jonah, let's waste no time and look at some really dominating players that we're going to key in for our highlight players. And it's Olivia DeCitas and Katie Parisi, who have been phenomenal in the respective paths.
Certainly, we got a clash of titans here today between the America East Rookie of the Year at the plate for UAlbany, Katie Parisi, ranked top 5 in the America East in 10 offensive categories. She's such an all-rounder at the plate and in the field. She has tied the single-season record in the America East Conference for doubles, and that also puts her tied for first in the NCAA currently. So best in the nation at hitting 2 baggers, that's Katie Parisi. Meanwhile, in the circle for UMass Lowell, Olivia DeCitas, she's just got such an arsenal, such an all-rounder for a pitcher. Strikeout stuff, durability, confidence. She pitches to contact. She's got breaking stuff, off-speed stuff, fast stuff. She can really do it all, and she threw a perfecto earlier this year against the Merrimack. 7 innings, no base runners.
And you wonder, too, Jonah, if she might be a little inspired by not getting the America East Pitcher of the Year announced yesterday afternoon. She definitely has the resume to see that through and see if maybe she can get her revenge in this America East tournament.
Perhaps she feels like she was snubbed, and she wants to have that fire lit under her today, Brian.
Well, it is a beautiful day, some rain in the forecast, but it is a beautiful Wednesday for softball. And we will have the first pitch, the starting lineups, and so much more when we come back as you are watching the Northeast Delta Dental America East Softball Championship on ESPN+. Assisted by Kate Gentile and Joe Reardon. And welcome back to Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex for the Northeast Delta Dental America East Softball Championship, hosted by the University of Maine in Orono. Brian Stackwell and Jonah Smith with you, and it is the Number 3 ranked UAlbany Great Danes taking the field first against the number 4 ranked UMass Lowell Riverhawks. And now let's take a look at their starting pitcher presented by Service Credit Union. And while DeCitas might get more recognition, Haley Wizerak has been phenomenal for the Great Danes this season.
She's definitely one of the cream of the crop in the America East Conference as far as pitchers go. Haley Wizerak making her 17th start this season, and those numbers are just eye-popping. So consistent, so strong, really just a multi-tool pitcher out there. And as a bonus for the Great Dane fans watching today, she really had UMass Lowell's number this season. She had 2 outings versus the UMass Lowell Riverhawks, surrendering just 4 earned runs, 9 hits, 7 walks, and 18 strikeouts in 13 2/3 innings pitched versus the Riverhawks. That amounts to just a 2.05 ERA, a puny number against a conference foe. Let's see if she can keep that success in the circle today.
And the Riverhawks will send this starting 9 out there in the batting order. Elizabeth Neal leading off, followed by Ella Van Alstyne, Tiana Nice, Santiago, Isabel Quintaniza, Maddie Wade, Julia Rowley catching and hitting 6th, Caroline Calkins playing third base hitting 7th, Emily Bombs in right field, and Avery Spinello Branch, the shortstop, rounding out the 9 in the batting order. Riverhawks clad in their majority blue uniforms here today. UAlbany will be wearing the purple tops with the white pants. And we are underway with the first pitch missing the zone. Just a slight breeze blowing in from center field, and a pretty good attended crowd here today, including the whole University of Maine softball team. As another one misses by Wizerak high. 2-0 count to the leadoff hitter in Neal.
We mentioned Haley Wizerak has a strong sense of confidence against this UMass Lowell team, but the Riverhawks are tough customers. Of the 9 in their batting order, 6 of them were on the all-conference first, second, or all-rookie teams.
2-0 pitch off the handle. Will find its way into the stands and out of play. Make the count 2-1. Home plate umpire today, Peter Semprano. Over in the field as well, we'll have Stan Abrumovage and Thomas Oliver at first and third, respectively. Very vocal UMass Lowell bench already. This one's hit into right field, looks to be up and playable. We will stay up for Quinn, no problem. And 1 up, 1 down for UAlbany in the field.
Batting second, the left fielder, number 26, Ella Van Alstyne.
They receive Ella Van Alstyne stepping up to the plate, the lefty. And Alstyne, first-year player from Connecticut. All rookie selection as well. Might see her in the circle as well throughout this tournament. And just ahead on that first cut. And Wizerak might have found a groove now in the circle. The righty rocks and fires. Hits the outside half of the plate. Quickly up in the count is Wizerak 0-2.
Van Alstyne in 17 conference starts, hit to an OPS of 757. 2 doubles, a triple, and a homer.
This one, an appetizing pitch, but Van Alstyne keeps the bat near her shoulder. 1-2 count now. Riverhawk fans making the trek up north. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Wizerak as we'll go around the horn. And 2 away to start this one off.
And that was just a clinical plate appearance from a pitching standpoint by Haley Wizerak. You saw her go way up high with the riser. And good take by Van Alstyne on the riser pitch, but she had the eye level set high, and that low and away pitch was too good not to swing at.
Off-speed pitch missing just a little high to the number 3 hitter, Santiago. Named yesterday to a second-team all-conference outfield slot. Very talented player. We got the opportunity of seeing a couple of weeks ago when she took on the Black Bears. Swings through that one and count now even at 1-1.
The lefty Tiana Santiago, the second highest OPS on this Riverhawks team, has 3 home runs to her name.
Fouled out a play on the left side and off the netting, and Sierra Roy already ready to go, gets out of the crouch and picks that one off the hop, off the net. And you could tell the buzz and the anticipation for both these teams at the park in the yard early, awaiting the first pitches and the first swings of this contest. And we're already in the thick of things in the top of the first. And back-to-back Ks, 1, 2, 3 inning for Wizerak and the UAlbany Great Danes in the field. We'll head to the home half coming up next as you're watching the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship on ESPN+.
At Northeast Delta Dental, we love to see people smile. And as the leading provider of quality dental coverage for Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, we're committed to helping entire communities smile. Whether it's through education, supporting our veterans, or giving and volunteering, we're helping to make our communities even stronger. Learn more about Northeast Delta Dental at nedelta.com. We think you'll find a lot to smile about.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
At the break of dawn, our conference awakens, and champions will rise, pulsing like a battle drum, steady and unyielding, ready to face any challenge through grit and resolve. Out here rises the heart of the tenacious, fueled by conviction and driven by commitment to team and alma mater. This is our battle cry that rings out through the generations. The sun rises in the east, so does our march towards greatness, which has only just begun. This is the America East.
Fans in attendance from both sides, UAlbany and UMass Lowell making the trek north. The northernmost outpost in the the America East Conference and in the Northeast, too, in terms of Division I. So we now get a chance to take a look at today's starting pitcher for UMass Lowell, presented by Service Credit Union, and it's our key players to watch as well. Olivia DeCitas, who's been phenomenal, first in all the major pitching categories in the America East this season.
A little bit of a different look. We have a southpaw in the circle as Olivia DeCitas has just been so dominant. The numbers speak for themselves.
And a first pitch strike to the leadoff hitter, Taylor Quinn.
You mentioned, Brian, she really has the resume of a pitcher of the year. However, did not earn the award. Maddie Wachter of Bryant, a rightful winner.
We'll likely see Maddie in the third game today, as Bryant will have the unusual task of playing on day one of the tournament as the number one seed, just how the format works with 5 teams this season.
Now, if you're Olivia DeCitas, you kind of have two mental options when you feel you're snubbed in an award like that. You can either have that fire lit under you and power through.
This one popped up, shallow right field. Coming in and gathering that one is Emily Bombs, and a couple pitches in the first out recorded for UMass Lowell.
The other thing that can happen when you feel like you've been overlooked for an award is you get down on yourself, and we'll sort of see how that goes here today. I'm not a betting man, but my guess would be that Olivia DeCitas is going to have that strong mentality and think, I'm going to prove the conference wrong.
As we see Sarah Anderson hitting .383 on the season with 20 runs batted in, 1 home run. A nice breaking pitch, just missing at the top of the zone. First pitch, ball 1. So we start Taylor Quinn leading off, followed by Sarah Anderson at the plate right now. Katie Parisi will be due up next, then Mary Kate Murray, Julia Pike, the catcher Sierra Roy, Deanna Grayheck, then followed by Casey Kahn and Caitlin Parisi. Is that one gathered up right by the left field line by Ella Van Alstein, and 2 fly ball outs to begin the proceedings here for UMass Lowell defensively.
We mentioned 6 members of the UMass Lowell lineup made the first team, second team, or all-rookie team. 6 Great Danes made the first team, second team, or all-rookie team. So 2 stacked lineups here today who are salted and peppered through the all-conference teams.
And Parisi takes the first pitch and has a good hitter's eye. As we see the defensive alignment as well, Van Alstein, Santiago Bombs from left to right. In the outfield, Calkins, Spinello Branch, Neild, and Wade from third, short, second, and first respectively, as that one misses. Julia Rowley will be the battery mate today with DeCitas.
Katie Parisi, one of the most dynamic freshmen perhaps in America East history. We've talked about her 2-bagger affinity, tied for the national lead in doubles. She's 1 double away from the single-season America East Conference record.
Thought she might be able to do it over the weekend here in Orono as the Great Danes made the trek up to vacation land on Friday and Saturday for 3 games. She fell just at the tide mark, hoping to get that thing done here and breaking the record in this tournament. Right at the knees, the 3-0 pitch. Picture perfect by DeCitas.
Parisi's 42 runs batted in. Just a mind-boggling number. She's one of the most prolific plate cleaners in the entire conference.
3-1 pitch. Looks like it could be trouble, ranging back and off the wall, and that is going to be the double that she needed to break the record. An incredible mark by Katie Parisi as she hits that one off the fence and gets some 2-out magic going in the first.
What a magical 2026 campaign for Katie Parisi, and it's not going to stop here. She has visions of making the all-tournament team, and it's going to start with a 2-out, 2-bagger to take the national lead and to set the conference single-season record. One for the history books. Congratulations, Katie Parisi.
Doesn't get easier for UMass Lowell now. And Olivia DeCitas, as Mary Kate Murray now stepping up to the plate, who has loads of power. And salivating at the opportunity to give the Great Danes an early lead. First pitch misses by DeCitas.
To those uninitiated to the game of softball, the great sport of softball, OPS, on-base plus slugging percentage, is kind of a single number that will boil down your ability to get on base and hit for power.
This one just missing outside. Nice frame from Rowley trying to bring it back in the zone.
Your OPS should be around 750, 800-ish if you're looking to be considered above average effective. Mary Kate Murray sitting at 963, just shy of 1,000. She's 10th in the America East Conference in OPS. So she knows how to get on, and when she gets into the ball, she can really send it a distance.
Working with a favorable 2-0 count. First base is open as another one misses wide to the righty. Julia Pike, the designated player, would be due up next for the Great Danes, should the Riverhawks not get out of the inning. Parisi can take a nice big lead off of second base. This one hit high into right field. Looks to be playable and will be for Bombs. And while the double occurs with 2 outs, the Riverhawks escape unscathed. So we head to the top of the second coming up next. You're watching the Northeast Delta Dental America East Softball Championship on ESPN+. The America East Softball Championship is presented by Jersey Mike's, a proud supporter of America East women's sports. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Top of the second inning here from Orono, Maine, at the Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex. Second time this tournament has been hosted at this newly renovated field. This first pitch by Wizerak hits the inside half of the plate, and it is a called strike versus Quintaniza. Brock's 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first inning as one high and tight, even the count at 1.
Now watch where Wizerack goes with the 1-1 after that high and tight brush back pitch. I'm thinking she changes the eye level, goes low and away.
Seemed to be the case. But this one lofts up. No problem for Deanna Grayheck. And 4 straight retired by Haley Wizerack in the circle.
Good swing from Quintanilla. She seemed to have a good read on where that pitch was going. A little bit out front, though, just lines it directly to Deanna Grayheck in her tracks.
Now we see the sophomore, Maddie Wade, stepping up to the plate. First pitch off speed. Hits the top of the zone right at the letters of the UMass Lowell jersey of Wade. A 1 pitch, another called strike, and just a feint of a check swing from Wade. Wizerack has just been dialed in early on in this one. Had 2 strikeouts to end the first inning, on the cusp of a third one so far in this outing. And this one will just miss as Wade does not pull the trigger.
No doubles defense from the Albany Great Danes right now. They've got the corner infielders playing pretty close to the lines, middle infield back on the green. A lot of hitting room up the middle. Outfielders playing just shy of the track.
This one just off the handle. It trickles down the first base side foul.
And the reason for that shift is because Maddie Wade knows how to surgically place balls in the most dangerous areas. 5 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs for a total of 10 extra base hits of her total of 35 hits.
Great Danes also confident in the speed of their outfielders as well to come in. As this one right back at the netting. And I did notice that a couple athletic staff members that would have been destined up for the booth ducked and covered. Jonah and I, like stone up here, undeterred. We'll do the 1-2 again to Maddie Wade, trying to get the Riverhawks' first base run of the contest. Another one popped up and out of play. Just getting a piece of that one was Wade.
Well, at first glance, it looked to me like Wizerack definitely hung that drop ball. Caught way too much of the zone, probably a little bit higher than she would have liked it. Maddie Wade doesn't make her pay this time.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 3 for Haley Wizerack.
Wizerack just messing with that velocity dial, keeping the hitters off balance. You saw a slower pitch on the previous delivery. Wizerack speeds it right up, blows it right past Maddie Wade for out number 2.
So one thing about softball, too, and its baseball counterparts, really a lot of mind games, too, especially by the pitcher and the catcher calling the game, trying to see how deceptive they can get with the hitters in their mind as well. As we see Julia Rowley, the catcher for UMass Lowell, getting her first cuts of this contest. Check swing, fouled away, and quickly down the count is Rowley, 0-2. Albany coming in as the number 3 seed. They secured that versus the University of Maine Black Bears over the weekend. They didn't necessarily need to win that game on Saturday, but took care of the Black Bears to sweep the 3-game set. And another strikeout. Make it 4 for Haley Wizerack and the Albany Great Danes as we head to the home half of the second inning on the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship on ESPN+. The America East Softball Championship is presented by Service Credit Union, the official credit union of the America East. Northeast Delta Dental, proud partner of the America East. And V-Venue, the official ticketing partner of the America East. Scoreless through 1.5 complete from Orono. Brian Stackpole, Jonas Smith with you. We appreciate you making us part of your Wednesday morning. First pitch missing by DeCitas to Julia Pike, who's followed by Sierra Roy and Deanna Grayheck.
Julia Pike, a native of the Pine Tree State from the Kennebunk area, for those who are familiar with Maine.
This one off the handle. Got a good distance on it. No problem, though. Santiago underneath it. And one out recorded in the bottom of the second.
Too early to come to any conclusions here, Brian. We might have an early pitcher's duel on our hands. We've seen all types of games between these two foes. They are familiar with one another. They've faced each other 6 times this season, including 3 scintillating extra innings battles.
So what you're saying is it wouldn't be unusual if we were to go extra frames in the first game of this softball championship.
I'd say there's about a 50% chance.
Okay, well keep that in mind moving forward. This one a nice strike on the outside black. DeCitas finding her groove now as well. Still looking for her first strikeout, which she's usually a power pitcher that gets a lot of strikeouts for the Riverhawks. This one missing 1-1 the count here to Sierra Roy. Roy seemed ready to go, jumping out of the crouch. She's the backstop today for the Great Danes. No easy outs in either of these two lineups, but UAlbany a very dangerous foe. Don't look lost on that cut, did Sierra Roy.
Yeah, somebody get her a map. Olivia DeCitas has just totally been misdirecting these UAlbany hitters, and it's only a matter of time before she gets that first punch out.
That was just a perfect mix of an off-speed pitch when Roy was keen in on a fastball. Here's the 1-2. Missing outside and a good chase pitch opportunity, but Roy keeping the good keen eye. Again, this game moved up from 11 o'clock originally to 10 a.m. due to some possible inclement weather later on this afternoon, trying to squeeze all 3 games in before that rain comes. Swing and a miss. DeCitas with her first punch out of the morning.
And that was surgical from DeCitas. See you later after that riser. That was an emphatic punch out.
Well, you knew with her ability, leading the league in strikeouts throughout the 2026 campaign, it was just a matter of not if, but when the first punch-out would occur. And Roy's the victim there. Now Deanna Grayheck trying to see if she can continue this inning. This one just missing. Be a called ball from our home plate umpire here today, and Pete Soprano. I'm sure the dismay to some Riverhawk fans down below. This one off the end of the bat, and another 2-out base knock, this time by Grayheck. And a single in the bottom of the second inning now for UAlbany.
2 away in the inning, but Deanna Grayheck perhaps to start a rally here. Nice little flare into shallow center. Last season in 2025, she tallied 4 multi-hit games, 3 multi-run games, and 6 multi-RBI games. So when it comes in spurts here. She can, when it rains, it pours for Grayheck.
This one just missing to the second baseman, Casey Kahn. So after the shortstop, hit a 2-out single. We'll now see the other midfield combo here for the Great Danes in Kahn. Nice batting average of .314 for Kahn. This one in towards the handle again, which seems to be DeCitas' specialty here this morning. He's working inside to these right-handed batters.
Casey Kahn, one of 6 qualified UAlbany Great Danes hitting over 300. So the bat-to-ball skills up and down this lineup is just something to marvel at.
Great Danes as a team, second in the conference in batting average. 309 as a team. This one down the line stays up just enough. Bombas comes down with that one for the third out recorded for her in right field. As we head to the top of the third inning, still scoreless here in Orono. You're watching the Northeast Delta Dental America East Softball Championship on ESPN+.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base.
First of 3 games set for this morning, and then later on afternoon, the Binghamton Bearcats, the number 2 seed, will be taking on the Maine Black Bears, tentatively scheduled for 12:30. Already here in attendance, clad in their black uniforms. They're ready and raring to go. University of Maine Black Bears also in full attendance here on the other side of the park. His first pitch swinging, ground down the line. 6 up, 6 sent down from Haley Wizerak in the circle for UAlbany. As Caroline Calkins trying to stop that agenda with a very talented pitcher for UAlbany. 7-8-9 due up for the UMass Lowell Riverhawks in the top of the 3rd inning. This one high and tight, and a good eye there by number 25, the third baseman Calkins. Slight breeze blowing from left field across the diamond. Oh, the check swing, and that is a nasty pitch. Not the first time today we've seen a hitter completely flummoxed out there from the batter's box, but that was another case there for Calkins. Off the handle, that will roll towards the A in the main logo, emblazoned on the first and third base sidelines.
Calkins had 3 runs batted in the March 27th matchup between these two teams. The first of 6 games that they played. That one resulted in a 7-6, 8-inning extra innings win for the Riverhawks.
Right now, offense hard to come by. Is this one very high? As Wizerak tried to dial up a couple extra miles per hour on that pitch. Results in a 2-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wizerak is absolutely dialed in. Make that now 5 punch-outs for the righty.
Wizerak off to a dynamite start in the circle, but she's got a high bar to cross. Earlier this season against UMass Lowell on April 25th, she racked up 14 strikeouts in a 9-inning outing in what was just a ridiculous extra inning game, ending in a 4-2 UAlbany win. So Wizerak pulled her weight in that one.
Right fielder Emily Baum is now stepping up to the plate, the sophomore. Already recorded 3 outs in the field for UMass Lowell. That one misses inside, 1-1 now the count. 7 outs recorded so far for UAlbany and Wizerak in the circle. And 5 of them have been by punch-outs, all swinging, by the way, in the early stages of this one. A little behind that and fouled off the netting, and now 1 pitch away, 1 strike away from a 6th K for Wizerak. The Riverhawk bench and dugout getting more vocal here, trying to inspire their teammate to get the first base hit of the contest, and that might be able to do it. No, it's a diving catch. Deanna Grayheck stretching out, getting the jersey a little dirty here in the 3rd inning, and now 2 away in the 3rd.
Avery Anderson, full extension here. Nice play, sacrificing the body. And that's my mistake. I thought that was Anderson. That is Deanna Grayheck.
Great fielding position there by the talented shortstop, already with a base hit. Now one to highlight there in the defensive column for Grayheck, and a swing and a miss there from Spinello Branch. Spinello Branch has some speed as well. Always have to be careful if a slow rolling ground ball happens in the field. This one just missing outside, even the count at 1-1. An incredibly efficient performance so far for Wizerak, the sophomore from North Brunswick, New Jersey. This one off the handle, and again, grounded weakly foul on the first base side. Now UAlbany 1 more strike away from a 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning.
Both of these pitchers through 2 2/3 innings here. Just so effective at tying up opposing hitters, working up and in on the right-handed hitters especially. Swing and a miss, strike 3, make it now 6 punch-outs.
and 3 straight perfect innings for Haley Wizerack and the UAlbany Great Danes. As we head to the bottom of the third, coming up next on the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship on ESPN+.
At Northeast Delta Dental, we love to see people smile. And as the leading provider of quality dental coverage for Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, we're committed to helping entire communities smile. Whether it's through education, supporting our veterans, or giving and volunteering, we're helping to make our communities even stronger. Learn more about Northeast Delta Dental at nedelta.com. We think you'll find a lot to smile about.
Ground yourself in this moment. What do you smell? What do you hear? That's the sound of a juicy steak with 10 essential nutrients like protein, iron, and B vitamins to support your wellness journey. Now that's my kind of aromatherapy. The nutrition you need, the balance you crave. Together, we bring more. Beef.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a number 2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
University of Maine Black Bears, host team for this tournament, eagerly awaiting their first foray into the 2026 Delta Dental American Softball Championship, which will be occurring around 12:30 today. Again, tentatively scheduled at least originally for 1:30. Rain in the forecast today and tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to hold off until this afternoon. So they moved the games up 1 hour, including this one, to a 10 a.m. start. And so far, we are just breezing through this one because it's been a pitcher's duel between DeCitas and Wizerack, respectively, for UMass Lowell and UAlbany.
Take a look at the way the infield is shifted. Classic opposite field slap hit type shift as Caitlin Parisi digs in.
Parisi playing left field here today.
3 infielders on the left side of the second base bag. Maddie Wade all alone in the first base position on the right side of the bag.
The bunt, and it's a beauty. Comes in the third baseman. Anderson has that throw low, gets away from Maddie Wade. Parisi will stay put at first base, but as opposed to the 2-out base knocks they've had in the prior innings, this is the first one that starts off the inning with a base hit.
They had the shift on for the bunt for the opposite field slapper, and they read it like a book. Caroline Calkins sprinted in. However, Caitlin Parisi legs it out. A hard 60 down the first base line. And a leadoff runner for UAlbany as they're trying to draw first blood. That's their 3rd hit of the ball game.
And for Calkins, too, she did everything she could, just to throw a little low and hard for Wade to handle. So the third base hit officially now. Back to the top of the order, and Taylor Quinn. Called strike there to the right fielder, Quinn. She flew out to her counterpart for UMass Lowell last time out. Start this contest out. DeCitas, again, more of a strikeout pitcher as we've seen throughout this year. Did have a lot of fly ball outs earlier on.
Watch Caitlin Parisi on first base. Head coach Chris Canada picks her spots with Parisi, but when she decides to send Caitlin, she is 6 for 6 in stolen bags.
The lefty spins and fires. That one missing low and outside. The count out 2-1.
Taylor, my apologies, Brian. Taylor Quinn, top 10 in America East hits and runs batted in. She has 7 RBI across 6 contests versus UMass Lowell this year, so she knows how to make a difference on the scoreboard against the Riverhawks.
And that'll be a back-to-back base hit as Quinn gets on the hit column. Now make it 4 for UAlbany, back-to-back to start off things in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Parisi starts things off with a leadoff bunt single. And Taylor Quinn now at first base, pushing Parisi now into scoring position. And now Sarah Anderson steps up to the plate, who also flew out to left field her first at-bat. There'll be a quick stoppage here, as I think that some of the equipment here for UMass Lowell has not been operating as effectively as they have been hoping, between DeCitas and also Julia Rowley.
Sarah Anderson, an Empire State native, hailing from Poughkeepsie, New York. Got a great head on her shoulders. America East Commissioner's Honor Roll in 2024 and 2025, and all-academic team this year.
Shows the bunt, heads down the line. It's going to be executed perfectly. She's gunned down at first base, but both runners advance now into scoring position, and a great opportunity for UAlbany to get on the board first.
And Coach Chris Kanata is going to be committed to the small ball today. Sarah Anderson, one of the top bat-to-ball players in the America East, 5th in batting average in the conference. But she decides to take the bat out of her hands, have her lay it down. A noble sacrifice for Anderson, knowing what her job is, moving the two runners into scoring position for Katie Parisi.
And here's Parisi, who last time up hit a double off the wall to set the America East doubles record. Now she's got an opportunity to drive in some runs. And this is where the first-team all-conference selection, Olivia DeCitas, definitely wants to bear down and get this crucial second out without surrendering any runs. Though she's now down in the count, 2-0. Parisi, the Rookie of the Year in the conference, and deservedly so when you look at some of her statistics. She's going to be swinging away here and trying to put up a crooked number. Just missing that one off the net.
Parisi, when you look at her slugging percentage, which if I'm not mistaken is total bases per at-bat, correct? It is just a completely outlandish number, 710. Just ridiculous how many extra base hits she's had this year.
This one hit towards the shortstop, picked up. Spinello Branch fires across the diamond, but the first run will score. A run batted in on the fielder's choice as Parisi gets the Great Danes on top.
Brilliantly executed sacrifice hit from Parisi, gets just enough bat on it to drill it hard to the shortstop Spinello Branch so she cannot come home with it. And the Great Danes get on the board first.
And the way both these pitchers are dueling so far, that might be enough to get the W. Mary Kate Murray, though, says, I'd like to get a couple more runs on the board here with one swing of the bat. When you're talking about a player who can do it, with 5 home runs on the season, Mary Kate Murray has that potential with her bat. Quinn moves up to third base, also on the play. This one just a little late on the swing and fouled off the right side. The winner of this game could potentially be playing again later on today. Depends on the victor of Binghamton, Maine. This one missing outside. If Maine were to upset the Binghamton Bearcats in the second game today, then one of these two teams would wait until tomorrow. Though if Binghamton holds serve and wins, then the winner of this contest would be taking on the Bryant Bulldogs later on this afternoon. Again, another one rifled down the right side now to play.
You got a quick glance at the outfield alignment for the Riverhawks. They are shifting a lot of these UAlbany batters, but also currently Mary Kate Murray to hit to the opposite field. A lot of these right-handed hitters have the center fielder and right fielder playing hard to their left, where you'd expect a left-handed hitter to hit the ball, but these UAlbany Great Danes hit it opposite field a lot of the time.
Another one just missing this time. Fouling it back to the net.
And this defensive strategy by Coach Jen Starrick might also be an indication of DeCitas' pitching style. Maybe she's working away from these right-handers from time to time and trying to have them force it the other way, or maybe that left-handedness plays a factor.
The 2-2 pitch. Missing outside. The count will be full with 2 down. And this is a very big pitch early on in this tournament. Two teams that could make a deep run into this tournament or win the whole kit and caboodle when all is said and done. And this could be a big moment for UMass Lowell if they can get the out, or for Albany if they can put up another run. The 3-2. Hit towards the right side, fielded cleanly by Wade. Goes and gathers and steps on the first base bag, but the deadlock finally broken. A fielder's choice RBI by Katie Parisi gives Albany the lead. It's 1-0 through 3 complete on ESPN+.
Left on base.
Tom, thanks for joining me today. The Northeast Delta Dental was the title partner of the 2025 America East Baseball Championship at Maine and is once again the title partner of the Softball Championship at Maine again. Can you talk a little bit about why this partnership continues to be important for Northeast Delta Dental?
Well, first, thank you, Ben, for the opportunity. This partnership is twofold for us. At Northeast Delta Dental, we believe, and research supports, that good oral health is essential for good overall health. The same can be said for the connection between mental health and physical well-being. America East, as an organization, chooses to focus on the importance of addressing mental health issues and eliminating the stigma that still exists. We have long been proponents and supporters of mental health care initiatives and are proud to partner with America East once again to continue our advocacy. We also respect the importance that impact athletics can have on overall well-being for student athletes, and we are proud to support their successes as they reach the top of their chosen sport. As a former student athlete myself, I can speak to the impact this has had on my life and the lessons I've learned that still influence me today.
Leadoff hitter Elizabeth Neal flies out to center field. Gave it a little bit of a jaunt out there. I think the wind may have knocked that one down, but thanks to Ben Stockwell and Tom Raffio, CEO and president of Northeast Delta Dental, and we appreciate the support by Northeast Delta Dental of this America East Softball Championship. Now we see Ella Van Alstyne, who struck out, first strikeout for Wizarack, who's now put down 10 straight UMass Lowell Riverhawks in succession. This one looks to be shallow center field, ranging back as the second baseman, but no problem for Casey Kahn, who made that look very elementary.
11 up, 11 down today, Brian. I'm not going to start saying any no-no words up here in the box, but let's start thinking about the implications of that.
Yeah, Wizarack has really tiptoed around the perfection part in the circle so far here today. Is this one just a little outside? Good eye there for Santiago, who struck out to end the first inning in her first at-bat of the contest. And this one misses outside too.
Tianais Santiago, one of the major contributors to UMass Lowell's offense in their 3 wins over UAlbany and 6 opportunities this year. She went 8 for 20 with 4 runs batted in across those 6 games.
Hot shot down the line, but just a little too early on the swing by Santiago. One thing that Coach Jen Starrick has to be pleased with, too, is how young and productive her team is. When you're looking at Santiago, just a sophomore. Spinello Branch, also a sophomore. Rowley, the backstop, first-year player. 2-1 pitch. Oh, what a breaking pitch right at the knees. Tough to do anything with it, even if you swung through that one. Tianais Santiago working with a 2-2 count with 2 down. It's this one away. So Santiago will stay alive again for the left side of the plate. And this one, a little duck and cover there for Santiago. She's able to get around that.
Watch out. A little bit of dodgeball skills on display.
We'll see what Wizarek can do. Hasn't often gotten to a full count. But here's the payoff pitch. Check swing. Doesn't go. And the first base runner of the morning goes to Tianais Santiago, who trots down with a 2-out walk.
And Santiago, not quite yet one of the headliner and game breakers in the America East Conference, but as just a sophomore, she's a true 5-tool player. Excellent plate discipline, great bat-to-ball skills, some power, plays excellent defense in center field. Watch out for her next year for sure.
This one popped up, looks to be out of play. Santiago was definitely ready to go off on the races, knowing it's 2 out over at first base. As it's really going to be up now to Isabel Quintaniza. Let's go Q emanating out from down below us. And this one hit towards right field, looks to stay up and be playable. Taylor Quinn will gather that one up. And our first base runner for UMass Lowell, but stranded on the base paths as we've played 3.5 here from the Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex. We head to the home half of the 4th, coming up next on ESPN+.
Restrooms are located in the building beyond the left field fans. And be sure to stop by the food truck.
Welcome back to the Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex. for the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship. Bottom of the fourth inning, Albany with a 1-0 lead over UMass Lowell. Haley Wizerak has been masterful in the circle for the Great Danes. Olivia DeCitas has been also incredible. But just last inning, gave up and surrendered her first run after back-to-back base hits to start off the third. Resulted in the first run after a fielder's choice put home the lone runner in Caitlin Parisi. 1-1 now, after this one hitting the outside black versus Julia Pike, the designated player here in this contest for the Great Danes. Slight breeze blowing out now straight towards center field. This one popped up, looks to be playable. Foul territory, and that one's going to be picked up by Julia Rowley. Almost careened in with her teammate and first baseman Maddie Wade, but makes the first step.
Always a tougher play than it looks for a backstop. You have limited visibility with the catcher's gear on, and communicating with your teammates and working with that catcher's glove, which is nice to catch high-speed pitches, but not always great for a lofty pop-up. So it's a number of limiting factors, and great work by Rowley to make the fundamental play there.
Sierra Roy struck out last time she came to the plate in the second inning. Ironically, too, when you're looking at the statistics, as DeCitas a little annoyed with the no-strike call in the first pitch, only the first strikeout and only strikeout for DeCitas in this contest. This one just missing outside again. And you can see a little bit of frustration being shown. There's a walk to the back of the circle for DeCitas. A vocal UAlbany bench trying to coerce their team into some more base runners and some insurance runs behind the phenomenal throwing of Haley Wizerak. DeCitas gets the sign. And that's going to be a strike. And a higher one than we've normally seen here over the last couple of weekends, but on a 3-1 pitch or 3-0 pitch, she'll gladly take that one to avoid a 4-pitch walk. And that one's going to be a called strike too. As I think Sierra Roy thought she might have had the fourth wide one. Another big moment here in this contest. The 3-2 pitch. Hit well, but in a position where Bomas does good work. Fourth putout in right field. Emily Bomas and 2 down.
Take another look here. We've been noticing all morning, how the Riverhawks are shifted in the outfield. They're all over to their left toward right field, and a lot of opposite field flyouts, so it's working so far for Coach Jen Sterick.
They just need some offense now brewing. First pitch missing outside. Deanna Grayheck had a single back in the second inning. One of 4 base hits for UAlbany in the contest.
Grayheck extremely defensively sound over her 4 years as well.
Yeah, I've already seen a really nice defensive play laying out to save a base hit. Now trying to do some damage with her bat. A favorable hitter's count of a 2-0. That one outside. And a great batter's eye there from the shortstop. DeCitas has been dominating throughout this year. Doing well today. Peppers the zone to continue this at bat. Been a little bit more erratic in terms of peppering the strike zone here in this 4th inning, but still stellar. Surrender just 4 hits and 1 run. This one will find its way into the outfield and all the way towards the wall, bouncing off the wall, picked up. Van Alstyne throws it in, but not after a 2-out double for Deanna Grayheck, who's now 2 for 2 on the morning.
Little nose wipe from Grayheck. Take a look. We mentioned the shift from Jen Sterick's defense, and this time it comes back to bite the Riverhawks. Just a clean gapper into left center. So much hitting room if these Great Dane hitters can get out in front of these pitches and rope them toward the pull side, perhaps, for right-handers.
This has been some great production, too, out of the number 7 spot for Coach Chris Canada. Now Casey Kahn flew out to right field last time. We'll try to see if she can gather up an insurance run for Albany here. Great Dane's already up 1-0. And in the top of the innings, near perfection for Haley Wizerak. The 1-0 pitch. And that'll miss outside. DeCitas again taking an extra stare down towards home plate after the second one misses. Another one misses.
DeCitas communicating with home plate umpire Peter Soprano. Where did I miss? And expressing your, you want to be calm. Expressing your frustration to the umpire will do you no favors. But she's right. She's been working right around these corners and just missing by a hair.
And that'll be a called strike as Kahn took a couple steps down to first base and will have to retreat back to the right side batter's box. Now, I've never seen in my years of watching baseball and softball a strike call changed without technology overturning it like we've seen in the MLB or Major League Baseball. This one misses. 5-pitch walk. First base was open. But now you have to deal with a very speedy Caitlin Parisi.
Yeah, I think pigs will fly before you are able to convince an umpire, oh, yeah, maybe I did make the wrong call there.
And not to say that Peter Soprano's strike zone is bad by any means. He's been very, very consistent.
Of course. It's just an umpire's job to call with conviction. So,
exactly.
So you said it. You're never, ever going to change their mind. Even if it is a borderline call, you just can't talk an umpire out of the call. That's not how the rules work. And now Albany has something cooking with 2 outs. Taking a look at the situational hitting numbers in this young ball game, Olivia DeCitas has faced some situations with traffic. Albany 1 for 5 with runners aboard. So DeCitas, the southpaw, doing a fantastic job limiting the damage so far. Can Albany get a 2-out rally going?
And there will be a pinch hitter for Albany. It'll be Christina Langdon, the junior from Bangor, but not Bangor, Maine, Bangor, Pennsylvania. And I do apologize if they do pronounce it different. I know it's Bangor up here in the Pine Tree State. But a 1-0 pitch, another one missing by DeCitas, trying to avoid a 2-0 count, and she'll hit the high strike zone.
Christina Langdon saw 2 plate appearances, 2 at-bats registered against UMass Lowell, and was hitless.
4 runs batted in. Would love to see a 5th one here with 1 swing of the bat. Instead, she'll be greeted with a second strike, this time on the outside half. DeCitas trying to bear down, still 2 down. So could get out of this situation with 1 more pitch. That won't miss high. An aggressive secondary lead over at first base by Casey Kahn.
And the Great Danes here obviously want to get one across, add to their lead. But even if they fail to score, they've done a great job ramping up the pitch count for Olivia DeCitas.
2-2 pitch, 2 down, 2 on. Swing and a miss, and what a big second strikeout for Olivia DeCitas to get out of the jam. 4 complete in Orono, and it's a 1-0 Albany lead in the Northeast Delta Dental America's Championships on ESPN+.
At Northeast Delta Dental, we love to see people smile. And as the leading provider of quality dental coverage for Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, we're committed to helping entire communities smile. Whether it's through education, supporting our veterans, or giving and volunteering, we're helping to make our communities even stronger. Learn more about Northeast Delta Dental at nedelta.com. We think you'll find a lot to smile about.
At Service Credit Union, we believe that your life is a story. And like most stories, every chapter brings something different. A new adventure, a new calling, a new hero, and even a new beginning. No matter what page you're on, we'll be with you. Service Credit Union.
At Jersey Mike's, they slice your order fresh right in front of you. And let me tell you, watching that can send a rush of emotions through a person. Excitement, baby-like wonder, anticipatory chewing, nervous pacing, happy claps, and finally, jealousy, because that's this guy's sub. I should order one. Good idea.
Get the Boardwalk Bundle, a number 2 sub, chips and a drink for $10.99. Available for a limited time.
It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Starting off the 5th inning, Albany in the field, UMass Lowell trying to get some offense going, which has been tough to come by versus the talented right-handed pitcher, Haley Wizerak, who has faced one over the minimum so far here this morning.
Just one free pass issued by Wizerak. No other base runners today for the Riverhawks.
Natty Wade first pitch swinging, and again sends some people up here at the press box ducking for cover.
Don't name any names.
Yeah, I will not divulge those with quick reactions, though. Forgetful of the net down below. It's Maddie Wade, who struck out, one of the strikeout victims for Wizerak. She's compiled 6 strikeouts. Her last one did occur back in the 3rd inning. 4th inning did face the first, I guess you could say, trouble, did Wizerak. She allowed a base runner by way of a walk. So here's the 1-1 pitch. Popped up, looks to be playable. Jonah almost has a play on it. I thought that was going to be the one this year. We're finally going to get one, Jonah. But
6 or 7 feet to my right. I had the hands out the window. I was ready.
This is my 2nd softball championship in the America East, and 5th overall if you include the 3 baseball ones. And we had the pleasure last year of doing the baseball at Mahaney Diamond, and then 2 years ago here. Still have yet to have that foul ball that's come into this vicinity. As you see a little bit of action warming, and that's Julia Pike.
Yeah, she took a little hop to get a good vantage point of, hey, what's going on over there with my colleague Haley Wizerak. And I'm very, very curious about this mound meeting. On a 1-2 count, Coach Kanata out to speak to her hurler, and could this be an issue of injury?
You can see Wizerak was kind of twirling her right arm around a little bit here.
This would just be a devastating blow to the Great Danes, not only during this game, but for the rest of the America East Conference tournament. If Wizerak is encountering an issue, she's gripping that right shoulder, not a good sign.
She has been masterful in this contest. This one, you can see the warm-up just missing a little outside. See Coach Kate Gentili having some conversations. This would be such a disappointment, too, not just for Albany fans, but also for fans of great softball action as well. All the infield and the battery mate as well, Sierra Roy. Well, Wizerak, get ready for this one. We'll get back to action again. Here's the 1-2. Popped up, looks to be playable, but will range over and drift off the tense off in the distance here. So remain 1-2. And there will be the first base hit. UMass Lowell gets a leadoff single, and Maddie Wade starting things off hot. She sends that one into the right center field gap, and first base knock occurs for the Riverhawks.
Haley Wizrak so great at mixing speeds, but that time she came in with the breaking stuff, and Maddie Wade saw it all the way. Put bat to ball, and like you said, the first knock of the game for UMass Lowell.
And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner as well for the Riverhawks, getting a little extra speed on the base pass, as Wade did her job. And now we'll see. And I believe that looks like Taylor Dolan, the sophomore from Holbrook, Massachusetts.
A little more of a conversation from Coach Gentili. Part of such a great UAlbany staff, and they want to keep Wizerack healthy here, and they're going to pull her.
And we'll have a new pitcher here from Orono. Score 1-0. UAlbany on top. We'll give you the details when we return on ESPN+. New pitcher, a Maine native. Towing the rubber in the circle, Julia Pike. This will be her. You can see her statistics. 69 2/3 innings pitched with a 3.52 ERA and a 9-3 record. Would not be in line for the victory, so to speak, but is coming in here to keep the damage away and keep UMass Lowell with a 0 in the run column.
You're seeing the numbers. Julia Pike, a two-way player, one of the most exciting rookies to come into this conference in a while. She and Katie Parisi, just such a dynamic duo of freshmen on this UAlbany team. Maine State native Julia Pike back in her old stomping grounds. And the pitching numbers in conference are marvelous. 9 appearances, 6 starts against America East foes, 3.32 ERA, 127 walks plus hits per innings pitched. Not the same strikeout stuff as Haley Wizerack, but does a good job pitching the soft contact.
First batter she'll be taking on is the catcher for UMass Lowell, and Julia Rowley in the first pitch. Will miss the zone.
Pike, a prolific pitcher, has the most innings pitched in America East play of anyone on the UAlbany staff. And the hitting numbers alone were good enough to put her on the all-rookie team, all-conference second team.
Well, luxury for head coach Chris Canada. I know it was a second-team all-conference selection as utility players. This one popped up, looks to be playable, ranging over the Parisis. Parisi. It's going to be Katie that picked that one up for a big first step.
Katie and Caitlin Parisi playing center and left field, respectively. Different sets of parents. Caitlin Parisi hails from Canada. Katie Parisi in center is from New York.
And the New York native with the out. That's an interesting tidbit, too. I remember you mentioned that over the weekend, and normally you see the last names there, and you just assume, especially one as unique as that appeared to Smith, or a more common last name. This one, right back up the middle. Grayhack gives it all. Huge effort, and that will get all the way over to Parisi. Second base hit so far of this inning, and now 2 on with 1 down in the 5th.
Haley Wizerack started the game for UAlbany, pulled due to circumstances beyond her control. That shoulder was not comfortable for Wizerack. Pike comes into the game, very effective, strong pitcher, but UMass Lowell feel like they have a read on the young right-hander. Let's see if they can keep the line moving, or maybe Pike can stem the damage and shut them down with runners in scoring position.
Riverhawks had just one base runner in the first 4 innings. They were held hitless, and now they've got some momentum going offensively. Emily Bomas now stepping up to the plate. Take the first pitch high. She lined out to Grayheck on a very good defensive play by the Albany shortstop. The rock and fire, and this one misses outside. 2-0 count. The right fielder for the Riverhawks has to like the favorable hitter's count of 2-0. And first game of potentially 8 or 9 games throughout this week. Back up the middle. Will it stay up enough? No, it'll bounce in front of Parisi. 3 hits this inning, and the bases will be loaded with Riverhawks. Spinello Branch will step up to the plate with 1 down. The bases juiced in an opportunity to tie this game up or to take the lead for UMass Lowell.
Looks like the Riverhawks are going to call up a pinch situational hitter. Quick meeting in the circle between the Great Danes. Get the composure under control for Julia Pike. So confident for a freshman in the circle. The pitching numbers in conference were just dynamite, as we mentioned, Brian. But quick note on Julia Pike. UMass Lowell seemed to have her number this year. 4 appearances against the Riverhawks, 15 1/3 innings pitched, 19 hits surrendered, 11 earned runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts for Pike, so she's got the set down stuff against the Riverhawks, but they've just been putting bat to ball. And tell us about this pinch hitter, Brian.
Yeah, it's going to be Katie Hardy, Alexandria, Virginia. 250 on the season. Hoping to break open this game for UMass Lowell. This one back up the middle. The diving yet stretched glove will not be able to snag that one in. 2 runs will score as Hardy comes up big in a pinch hit spot and gives the Riverhawks their first lead of the contest, 2-1.
Kate Hardy wears the cape this time. She gets to play hero, punching this one back up the hole through the middle, pleading 2 runs, and she finds her way to second base on the throw. Just a clutch single in a pinch hit situation, and how the tables have turned in this contest. Such an on-the-dime switch in the complexion of this game.
And just when you thought that 1 run would hold up for Albany because of how Haley Wizerack was dealing, now the Riverhawks take the advantage, and they're still dealing with 2 runners in scoring position. And back to the top of the order, and Elizabeth Neild. It's a quick little cleanup note here as well, too. After Hardy got that 2-run base knock, she will be replaced at second base by the person she actually hit for, Avery Spinello Branch.
So much flexibility in softball with the ability to, re-enter the game. Really sets up chess matches between great coaches.
That one is going to be right at the knees. Elizabeth Neild flew out twice so far here this morning, soon to be afternoon, and we appreciate you joining us at approximately 11:20 on the East Coast time on ESPN+. Brian Stackpole, Jonah Smith with you, and we appreciate you joining us. This one inside half of the plate, and Pike might have dialed herself in. Now up in the count 0-2, looking for a crucial second out.
Yeah, Julia Pike can't afford to let things spiral out of control in her head. Having given up those 2 runs, time to lock in.
This one hit towards right field, ranging over and picking that one up is Quinn. Tagging up and scoring on a throw into the infield is going to be Bomas. And a 3-run 5th inning adds on to the lead for the Riverhawks.
RBI number 19 of the year for Elizabeth Neild. And she knows what her mission is. Didn't try to do too much. Punches it in the air the other way. Very much deep enough for Emily Bomas to cross the plate. And this 5th inning 3 spot could prove decisive. Albany still has 9 offensive outs to work with and a dynamic lineup at the plate.
Spinello Branch now at third base, too. Also tagging up and advancing on the catch and then throw in. Van Alstein, 0 for 2 today, a strikeout and a lineout. Already a crooked number of 3 on the board for the Riverhawks. Held hitless through the first 4 innings. They've exploded in the 5th. And now a 2-0 count to the lefty. And coming up after this one, we'll see the host team, the number 5 ranked Maine Black Bears, taking on the 2-seeded Binghamton Bearcats. Called strike. And Alstein thought about pulling the trigger on that one, but kept the bat near her shoulder. Well, DeCitas definitely has to be happy. Frustrated with some of the calls in and around the strike zone, but has to be happy now with 2-run advantage. We'll likely see her back in the circle for the bottom of the 5th inning.
Run support can just transform a pitcher's mentality, and DeCitas was already, bullish and strong out there in the circle, but she's going to be coming back out with a head of steam, ideally, if you're a Riverhawk fan.
Inside, there is a walk with 2 down. Runners at the corners now for the Riverhawks. And we'll see Tianais Santiago stepping up to the plate. It's the first base runner for the Riverhawks as she walked last inning. And there will be a visit in the circle. I wonder if this is the day for Julia Pike or not. It looks like she's going to stay put. But they want to go over situational awareness, especially, too, with runners in the corners, what to do in a situation where that runner at first base in the form of Van Alstyne tries to take second.
Certainly, we've seen some trickery from teams around the conference with runners in the corners situations. Van Alstyne, 7 of 10 in stolen base attempts, so they're definitely talking about that situation. But also, assistant coach Kate Gentili is just talking to Julia Pike. You have 1 out to get here. Just focus on the batter, hit your marks, and get that out any way possible.
It's a great coaching staff with Albany through and through. When you talk about consistency, too, and years served, just the constant, including Coach Chris Canada, picking up 900th career victory, also 300th conference victory in the America East as well earlier this season. Both those marks, incredible achievements, but the coaching staff has been consistent. They know how to win. They're just hoping to put together the rest of this half inning and then some good offensive outputs in the bottom of these frames. Santiago swings through that one back to the netting again.
Nice rip by Santiago. She's hungry for more RBI.
Wind blowing across the field from left field. Quintaniza in the on-deck circle. Should this inning continue past this at-bat? The 1-1. Hit towards the third baseman, the hot corner. Anderson knocks it down, but another run scores. Santiago sent that one for a ride, and too hot to handle for Anderson at third.
Now that was a fireball hit the other way. Opposite field, smoked it directly to Anderson. That will likely go as an infield single. I would have a hard time scoring that in error just with the pure velocity. I think it took 1 hop, just directly a quick short hop into the glove of Anderson, and just unable to corral it that time.
Quintaniza now represents the 9th Riverhawk to come to the plate this inning. A team who was hitless through the first 4 has erupted for 4 runs on 5 hits. It's still 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position in the form of Van Alstyne. That one missing, 1-1 now the count to Quintaniza.
Eruption of runs is right, Brian. This has been a volcanic inning for UMass Lowell, and it could technically go on forever. So goes baseball and softball, and Pike needs to stem the bleeding right here, right now.
This one hit high in the air, ranging back towards the track, and that was going to be off the glove of Parisi. A second run will score, is in, scoring all the way from first base is Santiago, and make it a 6-run 5th inning for the Riverhawks.
This inning has gone from simply explosive to absolutely nuclear. No big flies from the Riverhawks, but an extra base hit here from Quintaniza to clear the bases once again. And just a tough outing for Julia Pike. Came in a situation where she was called upon to shut down the inning, and UMass Lowell zeroed in on the softball and have punched it all over the field so far in the top of the fifth.
And we will have a new pitcher for you, Albany. All the details coming your way when we come back on ESPN+. Maddie Wade re-entering the contest for UMass Lowell. She started off this inning. Base knock and takes on a new pitcher. This one called strike, 0-2 already. It's a different Haley, spelled differently than Haley Wizerak, who we started off the game and pitched so well. Haley Arakello stepping up to the plate, the sophomore from Roxbury, New Jersey. And this one just missing outside, 1-2.
Brilliant year for Arakello overall, rounding out a great UAlbany Great Dane pitching staff. Mixed bag of success and failures against UMass Lowell this season in 3 outings.
Was a co-pitcher of the week back on March 31st in the conference, as this one misses a little high and tight, 2-2 now.
Against the Riverhawks this season, Arakello worked 14 innings, gave up 12 hits, 6 earned runs, and 3 walks, while racking up 10 strikeouts.
Just trying to stop this inning right here and not let it continue, as Wade keen to not swing through that one. Count will be full. Isabel Quintaniza over at second base. This one hit towards right field, was dropping quickly, but not a problem for Quinn, who comes in quickly and gathers it up. A huge top of the 5th inning, though, for UMass Lowell, as they plate 6 runs and now have a 5-run cushion. We'll be back with more. You're watching the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship on ESPN+.
To maintain my mental health, I give myself a break.
How things have changed for the Riverhawks and the UAlbany Great Danes. As a game that had been dominated pitching-wise, saw UAlbany strike first with a run in the 3rd inning, and we thought maybe that would be enough to hold up. Well, that wouldn't be the case, as Last half inning, the Riverhawks plated 6 runs and now lead this one by 5. And a first-team all-conference pitcher, Olivia DeCitas, now could be a little bit more confident in the circle, facing the top of the batting order.
That's right, Brian. Solid start for Wizarack for UAlbany. Had to be pulled due to shoulder tightness. And from there, UMass Lowell teed off. Just found, explode for 6 runs in the top of the 5th. Now the onus shifts to DeCitas. Can she close it out the rest of the way?
She needs 9 outs, and so the Riverhawks recorded without surrendering 5 runs, which seems to be something that would be commonplace and easily done for the Riverhawks, but this is a team for UAlbany and the Great Danes that have some power in their bats, including this leadoff hitter in Taylor Quinn, who's 1 for 2 this morning. Swings through that one, though, down to her last strike in this at-bat.
Taylor Quinn, such a dynamic player, and I would say sneaky, but, she made the all-conference second team. She's a leadoff hitter, so definitely one of the headliners on this UAlbany team and someone who can make a great impact in conference play. On the ropes here, though.
1-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, and that one is going to drop in front of Baumas in right field for a leadoff single, which is dangerous as well for UMass Lowell because she's Quinn, that is, in stolen base 5th in the America East with 13 stolen bases in the 2026 campaign.
Quinn's got such confidence in 2-strike counts, such a capable and collected hitter. Pokes that one the other way, as we've seen UAlbany do so many times, not only today but throughout the season. And this top of the order, is liable to break out at any moment. They've got a tough customer in the circle in DeCitas, though.
Agent at the plate. I would have thought she was bunting the way her hands were just separated a little bit. Usually easier to get back into that bunting formation. But takes a pitch wide.
Good call. That can be a little bit of a tell. We'll see if she lays it down here.
Trailing by 5 runs, though, you'd imagine they wouldn't want to give away an out. One of 9 remaining for them. And while sometimes that can be an indicator of a bunt, that can also just be a little bit more of a comfortability factor for the hitters, too, trying to make contact. Especially when you got a dangerous hitter like Parisi coming up next and then Mary-Kate Murray after her. Another one missing, this time high, 2-1 the count. Sky's darkening just a little bit, but again, the rain in the forecast supposed to hold off until later on this afternoon. This one could be a double play. Fielded cleanly. Spinello Branch overturned nicely. Elizabeth Neal to Maddie Wade, make it a 6-4-3 double play. 2 down now in the bottom of the 5th.
Take another look and savor it, because this is a picturesque twin killing executed by the UMass Lowell Riverhawks. Such velocity, such precision, handled beautifully. Spinello Branch, 6 to Elizabeth Neal, 4 to Maddie Wade, 3. 1 swing of the bat, 2 outs.
More importantly, too, now you clear the base pass in front of Katie Parisi, who hits it back up the middle. And that could have been more dangerous and could have been extra bases, but it'll be fielded quickly by Santiago, who fires it into the infield and will just be a single. But now a 2-for-2 morning for Parisi with 1 run batted in. She's had a very strong showing here in her first America East championship game.
The importance of that double play cannot be overstated at this point, because if they mishandle that ball and they allow a runner on second in that situation, or if they just get the easy out at first, that could very well have been an RBI from Parisi.
And now Mary-Kate Murray now steps to the dish, who has power potential. But again, even if she plates one over the fence, you're still up by 3 runs if you're the Riverhawks. And again, their magic number now is 7 more outs to record without surrendering 5 runs. Off the end of the bat, slicing will hold up Baumas, though, right there. Another put out for the right fielder, clad in blue. 5-run game favoring the UMass Lowell Riverhawks as we head to the 6th coming up next on the Northeast Delta Dental America East Softball Championship on ESPN+. Welcome back to Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex for the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship hosted by the University of Maine. Game 1 of 3 scheduled today and 8 or 9 scheduled for this week. Ryan Stackpole, Jonah Smith with you. Riverhawks on top by 5 runs with 2 innings remaining. Looking to add on some more insurance runs. And I hate to jinx it though, Jonah, but I said I thought UAlbany's 1 run might be able to hold with how Haley Wizerak was pitching. I dare say I think 5 runs could hold the way Olivia DeCitas is pitching for UMass Lowell, but I've been burned once.
Yeah, well, obviously, this is why you play 7 innings, just because there's so much potential for chaos, so much potential for things to just switch up unexpectedly.
Julia Rowley takes the 2-0 pitch, and we'll have that one claying off Parisi's ankle. Extra bases for the leadoff hitter here in the 6th inning. An awkward slide into second base, but it doesn't seem so awkward when you have an extra base hit.
Let's review this. Parisi had no chance of catching that, but that's awkward in left field. That looks like a misplay to me, and that could turn catastrophic. An extra base for Rowley, who's got excellent speed for a catcher. She racked up the stolen base numbers, not something you're typically used to seeing out of a backstop.
And I believe they're going to charge that to an error to the left fielder, Parisi. Now Caroline Calkins stepping up to the plate.
UMass Lowell exploded for 6 in the top of the 5th. DeCitas did her part with a lockdown inning in the bottom half.
This one popped up very high in the sky, and that will be caught and then thrown in with a cannon for Taylor Quinn out in right field. So Calkins is retired for the first out.
I'm not going to mince words here. If Haley Arakello and the Great Danes surrender more runs in this inning or in the top of the 7th, that will significantly diminish their chances of coming back into this game. So that's just an excellent play and a great harmless out. Taylor Quinn did a good job.
That one, a tough play for Anderson, trying to backhand it. And now the throw, it didn't leave the infield, so it'll be runners on the corners after a hot shot from Emily Baumus, who's now 2 for 3 today. A line out, and then also now back-to-back base hits in her 2 prior plate appearances.
Anderson at the hot corner today has had a lot to handle and did a great job to keep that one on the infield, knock it down with a backhand, but you got to think she had a good chance to make the play and get it out there, so I believe that'll go up as an error.
Bunt attempt pulled back. And that is the case. They did give a fielding error on that play. Also, by the way, Caitlin Parisi was charged with an error out in left field, but after a hit. So a hit and then a throwing error. This one down the line, but just a little bit to the right. Spinello Branch right near it.
All conference second team for Spinello Branch. Dynamic speed on the base paths, reliable defense, and some good consistent contact in the 9 spot.
Started a great 6-4-3 double play last half inning as well, too. It's always great when you get that kind of production out of that number 9 spot. Though it was the pinch hitter, Kate Hardy, who really broke open this game for UMass Lowell. A 2-2 count. Runners on the corners. 1 down. Top of the 6th inning. And this one hit back up the middle. Fielded cleanly. Kahn over to Grayheck, who will hold that one. Another run will score, however, on the fielder's choice. And it's now 7-1 UMass Lowell.
And the speed of Avery Spinello Branch comes back into play as you get a second look at it here. Bounding ball to second base. Great work by Casey Kahn to flip it to short. But Grayheck unable to make the turn for 2 as Spinello Branch was up that first base line far too fast.
Back to the top of the order, down the line. Anderson again having some trouble with the backhand, but luckily for her, that one is foul. Kneeled today, 0 for 2. Had a sacrifice fly, a run batted in. as part of that 6-run 5th inning. This one misses outside. The throw back. Ooh, that one hit Spinello Branch in the helmet, but I think it hit the side where that cage of the face mask and the visor meet. Almost looked like Murray wasn't even anticipating the throw down by the catcher, Sierra Roy. Well, good to see her be okay. Spinello Branch, that is. Check swing. She did not go. 2-1.
No offer that time, but you can see how deceptive the stuff is out of the hand of Arikello. That one tailed back in on the hands of Neal.
This one hit off the handle. Looks to be playable and will be for Casey Kahn. And the inning is over, but not before UMass Lowell plates another run as they now lead this one 7-1 in the Northeast Delta Dental American Softball Championship on ESPN+.
At Northeast Delta Dental, we love to see people smile. And as the leading provider of quality dental coverage for Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, we're committed to helping entire communities smile. Whether it's through education, supporting our veterans, or giving and volunteering, we're helping to make our communities even stronger. Learn more about Northeast Delta Dental at nedelta.com. We think you'll find a lot to smile about.
At the University at Albany, we see greatness in you. There's passion and purpose, a fierce curiosity, ready to blaze big ideas and tackle the tough questions. We see grit, drive, determination. The University at Albany is home for dreamers and achievers just like you. The world needs greatness, and you are one of the greats.
If an online school that has hundreds of thousands of students isn't right for you, consider UMass Lowell. Real faculty, real campus, and with one of the lowest online tuitions in the country. Real value, too. AACSB accredited business school, a global leader in engineering, IT, and health sciences. Online programs highly ranked by U.S. News and World Report. Get the personalized attention and educational results you deserve. Getting ahead gets easier with UMass Lowell.
Binghamton and Maine coming up next in the second game of this 3-day scheduled affair. Rain in the forecast. Skies are darkening a little bit, hence why we moved all the games up an hour start time. And again, that game slated for 12:30 or approximately 40 minutes after this one wraps up here from Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex in Orono, Maine. Brian Stackpole, Jonah Smith with you. Albany trailing by 6 runs now, and they have only 6 outs in which to plate those oh-so-needed runs. Julia Pike, 0 for 2 today. They come in relief after a tremendous performance in the circle by Haley Wizerak, who was dominating through 4 innings and faced one more batter and then exited the contest. What appeared to be an injury to her throwing shoulder. One hop, no problem. Calkins fires over Wade. Nice stretch over there at the first base bag. And a 5-3 put out to start the bottom of the 6th.
Playing third base in softball is just such a task. It comes at you so quick, and you got such a distance to cover with your throwing arm while the runner, has a short base path to work with. But Caroline Calkins just makes it look easy, gets the job done. Such a fundamental display of fielding.
First pitch swinging, fouled away by the catcher, Sierra Roy. 0 for 2 today for her. Struck out back in the second inning and flew out to right field in the 4th. Representing the 6th spot in the lineup, Deanna Grayheck, the first baseman, or the shortstop. I saw the 1B on my score chart because he's actually had a base hit and a single and a double so far today. Right now, Roy, though, down to her final strike of this at-bat is DeCitas making quick work of UAlbany in the 6th, at least on her way to it.
You know, say what you will about the scoreboard, but UAlbany, you know, working 7 hits and 2 walks against Olivia DeCitas. Not a shabby showing. Really, the tail of the tape has been hitting with runners on.
This one right back up, no problem. Playing her position so swell is Liz Neal. Just right there, and sometimes it's best when you don't have to move more than just raising your glove up on your left hand. As the hot shot retires Roy, and now here's Deanna Grayheck.
7 hits and 1 walk today for the Great Danes offense, but DeCitas has held them to 1 for 8 with runners on.
First pitch swinging, that's going to be another base hit. Make it a 3-for-3 day for Grayheck, as she's thinking extra bases and will slide in head first with her second double of the day.
Just a brilliant individual performance here on Tournament Tuesday. Deanna Grayheck with a great defensive play at shortstop earlier. A couple of extra base hits and 3 for 3. She's seeing it really well. Slides in safely there. Good hustle.
Now we'll see the second baseman, Casey Kahn, stepping up to the dish. Grayheck definitely has had some much-needed production out of that 7th spot for UAlbany. Now they need to string more of that together, though dealing with 2 outs in the 6th. First pitch missing low. Seen the strike zone with Peter Soprano. It's been very consistent. Tends to be a little bit on the higher side.
The Great Danes 1 for 8 with runners on. However, bright spot. They're 5 for 10 with 2 outs. Can they get a rally going here?
This one out into right center field. Not a problem for Santiago. She scales over to left, and a 3rd and final out recorded. We head to the final frame, top of the 7th, as it's 7-1, UMass Lowell over UAlbany on ESPN+.
For UAlbany.
Back here at an overcast Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex facility here in Orono, Maine. Brian Stackpole, Jonas Smith with you. 7-1 lead for UMass Lowell over UAlbany, looking to add on some more insurance runs. As it'll be Ella Van Alstein, the number 2 hitter, swinging first pitch. 2-hopper, no problem. Fielded cleanly by Casey Kahn, fires over to Mary Kate Murray, and 1 pitch, 1 down for UAlbany defensively. And pitcher, Haley Arichello.
Great opportunity for the Riverhawks to add on here. 2-3-4 coming up, but Haley Arichello so far up to the task. Great work in relief coming in for Julia Pike and putting a bit of a tourniquet on this one. 2 hits and a run across against Arichello.
Santiago had a very big hit last time up at the plate. RBI single, later scored a run. 1 for 2 morning for her. The first base runner for UMass Lowell, a walk versus Haley Wizerak, which is the only base runner she surrendered before the 5th inning, and she gave up a single to Maddie Wade, but that was after they had already checked on her in the circle too, and she seemed to be favoring her throwing shoulder at the time. 2-1 count here to Santiago. Back up the middle, and that's destined for extra bases. Well, she'll hold at first after a wide turn. So it was played quickly by the center fielder, Katie Parisi. Now make it 2 hits on the morning for her, and the 3rd time she's reached base.
Solid swing from Santiago. I was reading double off the bat all the way, but Katie Parisi so sound in center field to track it down and relay it back in. Hold Santiago to just 1.
Isabel Quintaniza hits this one towards the first baseman Murray, who will step on the bag at the easy, quick out. Santiago advances over to second base on the play.
And in this game where another run surrendered by UAlbany might be the difference between an insurmountable lead and one that they can see themselves coming back from. A runner in scoring position here for the dangerous Maddie Wade spells danger. Let's see if Arakello can shut it down.
Galen Kelly, by the way, checking in as the new catcher for UAlbany. She'll frame that one, trying to get it back in the zone, but alas will be ball 1. Maddie Wade, 1 for 3 today. A run scored. Had the first base hit for UMass Lowell of 9 on the board so far. Picked up. Grayhack fires over, but the throw is wide, and the run will score as Santiago never stopped. Used her speed and gets into home with ease.
Very uncharacteristic of Deanna Grayhack to make a throw like that, but I want to give huge props to Tiana Santiago. She might leave your frame here, but you'll see just digging all the way. So determined to add on to that cushion, and now 7 runs separate these teams. UMass Lowell has played at a run in the last 3 half innings offensively.
And you would have to imagine 7 runs should be enough for Olivia DeCitis in the circle. As this one a called strike outside half of the plate to Julia Rowley, the catcher. Again, another talented underclassman for this UMass Lowell team. Just a first-year player is Rowley. So a bounce in the turf, 1-1. That's the one thing, Joan, I've noticed too in the Americas Conference is there's a lot of younger players that are really thriving this year. Maine's got a couple of first or second year players that have played some big roles. Back up the middle. Arakello throws over to first base and gets out of the inning. UMass Lowell tacks on an insurance run as they look to close the door versus UAlbany. We'll have that for you when we come back to the bottom of the 7th after this on ESPN+. 3 outs to get 7 runs to continue this inning and continue this contest. For Albany, as Olivia DeCitas trying to get her 16th complete game of the season. That's what I called first strike to the number 9 hitter in the batting order. There's actually a pinch hitter here. It's Ava Beal checking in, a sophomore. This one back up the middle. DeCitas fields it on the 1-hop, fires over. Wade gets the put out there, and 1 down in the bottom of the 7th.
You mentioned it, DeCitas in her 22nd start, just 2 more outs away from her 16th complete game appearance. And that's just insane.
It is.
73% of your starts you see through to the end if you're Olivia DeCitas, and that is just game breaker material here. She has that fire lit under her today.
Crazy thing is, too, looking at the stat line, only 1 strikeout for her, which is very unusual for the league leader in strikeouts in the America East Conference. So we're back to the top of the order, Taylor Quinn, who's had a 2-for-3 day, 2 singles. And a called strike, 1-1.
DeCitas, the K per 7 is so high. You typically imagine that she'll set down at least 5 or 6 opposing batters per outing. You said it, just 1 strikeout, but all the contact from Albany is soft. The defense has been shifted perfectly.
Popped up as this will drift out of play and off the top of the dugout on the first base side.
Head coach Chris Canada and associates Kate Gentili and Joe Reardon have a lot to be proud of this UAlbany program, but Jen Starrick and her squad over at UMass Lowell of Brenna Martini and Brittany McNullah, just a great coaching staff in their own rights. UAlbany so long tenured are many members of that coaching staff. UMass Lowell up and coming here, young coaching staff, Jen Starrick in season number 5 here, and they've put on a show today.
2 outs away from moving on to either today or tomorrow, depending on how the other matchup goes. And I thought we had another chance there, Jonas. That one came back our way, just over us, towards the food truck. Yeah, UMass Lowell rebounded so well this year. A couple years ago, they were on the precipice of making the championship game as well after a huge effort from Riley White, their pitcher, going back-to-back games and just absolutely dealing, just ran out of gas in the second contest in the final day. But now they have the horses, the hitting, the timely, getting great fielding. No errors committed by UMass Lowell so far. On the 2-2 pitch, popped up, and again, this one's drifting and out of play, and looked like a Bearcat was going to have to make a play on that one.
Man, you got to make that play. Are you kidding me? I know you're without the glove, but you play the sport at a D1 level.
I think that was probably the reason. They didn't want to have anything happen to their hand that might impact them.
That's true. Protect the hardware. I think that's right.
No excuse if there was a glove on those hands, though. 2-2 pitch once again. This one hit back up the middle. Santiago backtracking toward the wall and has it on the track as she careens into the L in softball. Gave that one a ride, but instead is just a long, loud out 2.
Brilliant track by Tiana East Santiago. Final hope.
And it's up to Sarah Anderson, who flew out at a sacrifice in the 3rd. Also grounded into a very disappointing 6-4-3 double play for the Great Dane fans. And this one back up to the netting, 0-1. And for a game that's produced 9 runs, it doesn't seem like it's been a very offensive game.
Really just the one flash in the pan, a huge 6-run top of the 5th for UMass Lowell.
Combined for 17 hits. The 2 errors committed in the field from UAlbany, too. Definitely something they're going to look back at. Not necessarily the reason why they likely end up coming up short in this matchup, but you never give teams at this caliber extra outs. 1-1 pitch to Anderson. missing inside, much to the chagrin of the UMass Lowell fans down below us. The 2-1 pitch finds the outside half of the plate. And now the Great Danes are down to their final strike. DeCitas with a 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And the Riverhawks come from behind and win this one 8-1. A 6-run fifth inning, and they never looked back as Olivia DeCitas picks up complete game number 16 on the season.
Top to bottom dominance today from UMass Lowell. And on paper, this game was actually quite close. UAlbany managed 8 hits and saw some great traffic on the board for themselves, but just were not able to hit in those decisive moments, unable to scratch across enough runs to keep this one close.
Well, Jonah, you have the tough task of deciding and determining who's going to be our Jersey Mike sub-above player of the game. So I'm going to give you the honor and the duty to determine who you think is the winner of that prestigious honor.
Well, Brian, it would be tough to pick an offensive player from UMass Lowell just because they had such a complete team performance. So I think the sub-above performance today has to go to Olivia DeCitas. She came out here and dealt just like we all expected her to. Her 16th complete game of the season. Mind-boggling. 7 complete innings, spread across 8 hits, only issued 1 free pass, and that's the key number to me. She attacks the strike zone. She does not play with her food. She does not give UAlbany or any opposing lineup even a single chance to get aboard for free. And DeCitas held the Great Danes to 1 of 9 with runners aboard. So she came out in the clutch, reared back, and brought the extra velocity and break when she needed to. Complete performance, dominant performance from DeCitas. She's my Jersey Mike's sub-above player of the game.
Jersey Mike's a proud supporter of America East women's sports. Jersey Mike's a sub-above. So now we know one of the victors and how everything's going to move on. UMass Lowell moved to the winner's side, and now we see if UAlbany will play later today or whether or not they'll be playing tomorrow. But coming up next, we're going to be having number 5, Maine, taking on number 2, Binghamton on ESPN+. That one approximately around 12:30, maybe a little after that one, but we'll be back with you for that one. But for my broadcast partner, Jonah Smith, Brian Stackpole saying so long for now from Pierre and Catherine Labatt Softball Complex, where the final score is UMass Lowell 8, UAlbany 1. This has been a presentation of ESPN.